Here we go, it's time, take what's ours, time to glow with John.
Hey, y'all.
What's ours is ours, what's yours is ours. Brooklyn keep on taking it, we taking all y'all cowards. On again, whack get gone and win. Boot camp begins swarming in, so I say, all my peoples, are you ready? Are you ready? Not them ones gas like they get elected.
You know, I'm sturdy, you know what I'm saying? I will be your rock. I've always been there. I've always been.
It happened in Brooklyn in the mid-90s. Two great rappers make a group and give their time and soul to it. Both of them dreamed of becoming legends, but only one became successful and the other was pushed to the background.
I didn't really feel like a rapper yet. Like it didn't all the way sing because it was always a rough road for us.
When you think about Boot Camp Clik, you think Buckshot, Smif-N-Wessun, O.G.C, and Sean Price. But there was another notable rapper of this group too, who a lot of you don't remember.
I'm known for my voice, he's known for his voice, you know what I mean?
We are going to talk about Rock, aka Rockness Monster, in this video. It was the early 1990s. Sean Price from Brownsville dreamed of becoming a rapper. He just abandoned his violent street life and was looking for a reliable partner to channel his energy into music. One day, it was raining. He went to a club called The Future while thinking about his past partners with frustration. No one matched his energy and vibes. Then he saw him rhyming outside the club in the rain.
Most of us are from the same projects. Starang Wonder is from the building across the street from the projects. You know what I mean? Like Sean Price was from down the block.
Jamal Rock Bush had spent his whole life in street violence and ultimately got arrested. But after coming out of jail, he decided to focus on music. One day, he was rhyming outside the club when Sean Price came near him and offered him a partnership. They'd both known each other since they were 4, so trusting each other was easy.
I knew Ruck as a child because my mother and his mother were friends.
In the beginning, they came up with numerous names for their duo, but ultimately, they decided on Heltah Skeltah. This name was chosen deliberately to convey a sense of chaos and war. They positioned themselves as aggressive voices, not just party rappers. In a short time, Rock and Ruck became one. They both used to brainstorm about lyrics, about their rap, and create music as one. The street violence was in their veins, so Rock decided that their lyrics should also reflect their belief system. Everything that is considered normal in the daylight should not be in the dictionary. Their lyrics and music should be anti-system and anti-society. This unique approach to their authenticity makes their lyrics raw.
Originally, we had another group name, but we changed that quick. Soon, Ruck, one day I just walked around, I walked up, Ruck was like, yo, Heltah Skeltah. Like, what's that? It's like our new name. I'm like, what the is that? He explained it to me. I was like, yeah, let's run with it. And it was that.
In 1995, Rock appeared in front of the world and instantly received love and praise. Rock knew Smif-N-Wessun from his high school years. So in 1995, Ruck and Rock decided to collaborate with Smif-N-Wessun on their album, The Shinin'. They appeared on the tracks One Time, Session at the Darkily, and Let's Get It On.
One rhyme over snitch, dropping down. One rhyme over heads doing time.
The raw voice and presence of Rock made him Rockness Monster. This album gave him the exposure he deserved. After this exposure, they decided to do their debut album. Rock was eager to show the world their true soul. So they affiliated with another boot camp group, O.G.C, under the name The Fab Five, to create their single. Rock and Ruck wanted to test the waters before releasing their debut album. It was late 1995 when they released Le Fleur, Le Fly, Escoshka, together with O.G.C.
Phone home or return like Jedi. I bet I can without lie give your stupid ass the wreck.
The success of this single was something that Rock wasn't expecting. He was anxious and then really felt proud of how the world perceived his album. It reached number 75 on the Billboard Hot 100 and received critical praise from mainstream media. The international audience knew about Rock and they were eager for his raw voice, great chemistry, and bold lyrics.
Nobody sound like Heltah Skeltah. Let's get that out the way.
No, we don't.
Now.
We don't. But
That's the thing. The funny shit was
we
was
ain't
like,
feel like we did.
Yeah, we didn't.
After this success, on June 18th, 1996, Heltah Skeltah released their debut album, Nocturnal.
The wars with everything outside your door, understand. He be our row, I be all you, understand. It can happen to you.
This album acted as a defining entry in 90s East Coast hip-hop. It was a testament to their strength and skills. The album peaked at number 35 on the Billboard 200 chart and number 5 on the top R&B hip-hop chart. Critics around the world praised this album for its uniqueness and the rapper's efforts. Its dark basement sound and strong lyrical output amazed everyone around the globe.
And then you guys come out with your own album, The Nocturnal,
Yes,
where you guys are hanging upside down,
yes,
like bats.
yes.
I assume that was the reason behind it.
Yes. That was my idea.
Makes Rock and Ruck crucial and the strongest links in the Boot Camp Clik chain. They were the ones to give worldwide recognition to this chain, earning respect for it. They became the ultimate golden story of the 90s East Coast underground hip-hop world. Two street rappers from Brooklyn appeared on guest albums to get recognition and then win the hearts of hip-hop fans with their debut album.
And I felt like what we did as Boot Camp, that was just our first coming. You understand? We just happened to have had the best first coming ever.
In 1996, Rock and Ruck released a few singles from the album to keep the momentum going. Operation Lockdown, Therapy, and A Wiggy also gained fame among hip-hop fans.
Rhymes are absurd, I serve. Justice must this be the answer for my gun to click.
They noticed Rock's baritone voice and aggressive delivery. They described his voice as raw, underground, and street. In the singles, he inserted his menace and let his presence be known in the hook and in the flow.
I got the hook. I did the, you know what I'm saying, and I made it something familiar and something simple enough for everybody to catch on to.
But still, the world remembered only one of them and forgot Rockness Monster. In the end, Nocturnal sold around 250,000 copies in the US. Rock was hoping for platinum, but didn't receive it, even though the album was very strong in the streets. This aspect became a hurdle in making the duo a household name, even after a solid debut album, and the fact that they became mainstream successful in just 1 to 2 years. After Nocturnal, Heltah Skeltah followed up with Magnum Force in 1998. They released the lead single on August 3, 1998 via Priority Records, I Ain't Having That, peaked at number 80 on the US Billboard Hot 100, and at number 58 on the Hot R&B Hip Hop Songs chart.
Tired of punk bastards taking shit for a joke. Now watch your mouth. Cat pointed at your dome. Act like you know now.
But despite this strong lead single, the album didn't perform well when it was released on October 13, 1998. It received criticism for its lighter content and less cohesion, becoming a failure for the duo. The weaker reception and lower impact reduced the commercial and creative momentum Heltah Skeltah had after Nocturnal. This hit so hard that it caused friction between the duo, so they decided to pursue their solo careers, abandoning Heltah Skeltah for a while. In their solo journeys, Price became successful while Rock faced hurdles, difficulties, and ultimately failures. These failures make people forget his name and achievements. After Magnum Force, Rock's label, Duck Down Records, faced major distribution and industry setbacks. In the late 1990s, Duck Down lost his distribution deal with Priority Records, which had previously given its artists national visibility and retail presence. Without strong distribution, the label couldn't effectively promote or push physical copies of its releases.
You know, the Boot Camp Clik as a collective, I felt just made a really big impact in hip hop during that time.
Yeah, but it's like it's wiped from the record books.
This heavily impacted Rock's solo material, as it struggled to reach audiences beyond the underground. This business downturn hit right as mainstream hip-hop was shifting toward flashier, more commercial sounds, the types of lyrics and sounds that Rock didn't like and wasn't willing to adapt to. This aspect also makes his solo material less marketable to big distributors. For Rock, this label instability and hip-hop change were career-altering. He struggled while Sean Price reinvented himself within Duck Down and launched a successful solo career with Monkey Bars in 2005.
King getting head from this hole in the who new estate in Jersey with Jay Williams drinking Amstel Light.
From this solo album, Sean Price solidified his position in the hip-hop world, but Rock's solo ambitions were repeatedly stalled.
So I always felt and hoped that on our second coming, or my second coming at least, that's why I never put out an album. I only put out mixtapes.
He recorded music intended for his solo debut, but with Duck Down struggling to secure funding and distribution, much of his work was shelved or delayed. The label's decline left him without the infrastructure to capitalize on his distinct booming voice and commanding presence. Throughout the 2000s, Rock struggled with his solo career while also appearing on different albums and reissues of the Duck Down label. He continued to make guest appearances on different Boot Camp albums to keep his legacy alive. These albums did give him some fame and traction, but then there was just silence.
I always felt like my second coming was going to be and had to be great.
By 2008, Rock was dealing with a fragmented solo career and some law issues. He was blamed for an attempted murder, so the police were taking up lots of his time and energy. In that time, he and Sean Price reunited for their third album, Dirt.
Matter of fact, I direct you to the street. Sackman and Belmont just bring a slew of heat. Seth Low PJ.
The album was released on September 30th, 2008 via Duck Down. This album featured newer producers and guest appearances from Duck Down artists. Rock and Ruck was hopeful for a comeback, of a strong appearance like they did with Nocturnal, but this album was the worst one of Heltah Skeltah. It reached number 122 on the Billboard 200 and performed on R&B, hip-hop, and independent charts. Critics gave mixed reviews. Many said it was solid, but not a classic. A few were disappointed with it, claiming that the original soul of Sean Price and Rock wasn't in the album. They believed that Price was trying to give Rock more spotlight, trying to imitate the old songs, but with new production and a large gap between the 90s and 2000s hip-hop world, the album didn't meet the expectations of the audience. So, this group album also failed to give Rock the fame he deserved. He remained in the background while Sean Price thrived in the spotlight. Maybe, if the duo hadn't split in 1998, Rock would have gotten the fame he deserved, but that one decision changed his whole career. What are your thoughts about him? Drop your comments below, hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and go watch the latest video on your screen.